Hi all, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, shall we start this? So let me share my screen.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
This is Murthy. So this is the first class for me.
No problem. Today onwards, I'm gonna start from scratch.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So today we'll start with our design, okay? So first thing, why we want to start with the design? Why not development? Anyone having any idea?
Build framework, sort of.
So first
high
thing
level.
is, see, if you want to construct, okay, first we need to start with the design. Why we need to start with the design? Because that API design, it will give you the blueprint of our API. Got it? So let's say if you want to construct a house, okay, directly we will not start, right? So first what we will do, we will take design from the architect, okay? So after that, what you guys will do based on that design, okay? So whether you like that design or not, first what you are going to do, you are going to check that design, okay? So whether master bedroom will come this place, kids bedroom will become this area, puja room, okay, fall ceiling, POP, everything. So you are going to see that design, okay, each and everything. So if you don't like something, what you will do, again you are going to send the inputs to the designer saying that, hey, I don't like this design, can you please provide another design? So until unless you like what you will do, you guys are keep on giving the inputs. Designer is going to change based on your inputs, then he is going to provide you the proper design. So once if you like the design, then what you guys will do, that design you are going to provide to the builder. What builder will do, based on that design, he is going to construct a house. In similar way, here first we are going to create a ramal design, okay? So once we design this, we need to mock this design, we need to give it to the client. If he like the design, then we'll start with the development, okay? So that's why first we are going to use the design. Design is nothing but blueprint of our API, okay? So first of all, what do you mean by API? Can someone tell me what is API?
Application program interface.
Application Programming
interface.
interface. Very good. What we'll do with the API?
It is a communicator between two programs.
Very good. Mhm. Apart from this, do you have any other answers?
By
It
using
is an
APIs, we
interpreter
can transfer
between
data
two
or we
different.
can exchange data.
Okay. You just go on mute, your voice is breaking. Okay. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. You can see here. So API is nothing but application programming interface. Let me give you one general example so that you guys can understand very easily. So I hope everyone went to restaurant, right? So the moment you reach restaurant, what you guys will do?
The menu.
We will order the
item.
Yeah, first what you will do? First you will take the menu. So whatever you like, that you are going to order it, right? So who is going to take your order?
Waiter.
Waiter. Okay. So this guy, waiter, he will come to you and he will take some inputs from you. Input is nothing but like whatever you want, order information, like whether you want to biryani or starter or cool drink or whatever you want. Okay. That you are going to provide the inputs to the waiter. What this guy will do, waiter, whatever the inputs which you provided, that he will take that input and he will pass to the kitchen. In the kitchen, who will be there? Chef will be there. Okay, chef is going to take your request. Based on your request, he is going to prepare a response. Okay, response is nothing but if you order chicken biryani, based on that he is going to prepare that. If you order some starter, based on your order, he is going to prepare that order. Okay, and then here again he is going to pass same response to the waiter. What this guy will do, waiter, he is going to pass same response to the user or end customer. Here waiter will access an API. Understood? Okay, you can call it as like a mediator also. Okay, so like this, so many examples will be there. Like if you take any mobile application, okay, if you open something, Google cricket score, the moment you click on this cricket score, what will happen? A request will go to that particular server. While going to the server, one API will call. Let's say you guys are using Redbus and Avibus, right? If you want to book a ticket, so here what we will do, this is source, this is my target, and you just provide some data. Can you see search bus is there, right? This we can call it as an API. So the moment you click on search bus, internally one method will call and it is going to interact with the database. Okay, once it will interact with the database, it is going to do some kind of validation. So what kind of validation will do? Whatever you are going to provide here. Can you see? Bangalore to Hyderabad. In the database, we have only buses to these routes. No, right? So many routes buses will be there. So whatever you want, that it is going to filter it on that particular date. And the moment you click on search bus, it will interact with the database. It will do some kind of validation. Then it will provide the uh, response to the end user. So whatever we can do internally, so this API will call and it will do like this. So is this clear? So now let me create one API. So first, if you want to create any kind of API, first you need to log in with the anypoint.mulesoft.com. Okay. Already explained you into the demo classes. If anyone joined today, so you just take this, I posted in the chat box. Can someone repost in our WhatsApp group? Okay. So here, if you want to create API, where we'll create our APIs?
From design center.
Very good. In the design center. Can you see design center? Click on this start design. Else, the moment you click on this 3 horizontal lines, you could see same. Click on this design center. Either way is fine. So the moment you click on this design center, what and all the APIs which you created, you can see over here. So right now we created only one, right? This is called calculator API. See, this one we created. Now let me delete this. Again, I'll create from scratch today. So if you want to delete any project, click on the setting symbols, delete, click on this delete. See, this one is deleted. Now nothing will be there. Okay. So if you want to create a new API, click on this create new. So just click on this plus button. So you will get couple of options here. Already explained all these options. People who joined today, you can go through previous classes. Okay. So if you want to start your project from scratch, means at the beginning, so you can go with this option, new API specification. Click on this. So it is asking project name. So how will get the project name?
By architecture.
And the architecture, who will give this project name?
Client.
Companies will give you spreadsheets.
So the moment you joined any organization, so first they will give you the KT regarding this project, what this project will do. Okay, everything they will give you one sheets. Okay, they will have a couple of sheets. Okay, HLD. Okay, HLD is nothing but high level document. Then low level document we have. Then data mapping sheets. Then we have use case diagrams. So many uh, documents they are going to provide to you guys. Okay, in that they will mention what is the project name, what is the API name, which method we need to use, what is the sample request, what is the sample response, everything they will provide. Okay, in that spreadsheet maybe we'll get this. So for time being, I'm just writing calculator hyphen API. Okay, so if you want to design this API, we need to use some language. Okay, so in school and colleges, sorry, in colleges, what we'll do, we learn some different languages, right? C, C++, Java, like this. Okay, in similar way, if you want to create any kind of API in the MuleSoft, we have to use the language called RAML. RAML is nothing but RESTful API modeling language. Okay. Can you say RAML? RAML is nothing but RESTful API modeling language. So this RAML will have some structure. In RAML, we have 3 sections are there. Okay, root session, header session, and then body session. 3 sessions we'll talk about this. Okay, here can you see language specification? So we can use RAML. Apart from this, we can use one more language here, OAS. OAS is nothing but Open API specification. Uh, in another name, we can call it as Swagger. Okay, but we are not going to use this. Very rarely we can use this, but 98% we are going to use the RAML language. Okay, here can you see RAML version 1.0 and 0.8. Okay, so this is the latest version. Sometimes this is the interview question, guys. If you go with the 2 years of experience, or some people, if you try as a fresher, they may ask you, so what is the latest RAML version you are using? If you say 1.0, what is the difference between 0.8 and 1.8? Okay. So, and whenever, if you are talking with the foreigners, if you are dealing with, foreigners, wherever you can see zero, you just pronounce it as wo. Okay. Why? Because in the foreign countries, they will pronounce this zero as wo. Okay. Now, wherever you can see zero, you just pronounce it as wo. RAML version 1.0 and wo.8. Okay. So that you will get good impression from the client sides. So they will think, okay, this guy already he's having some experience with the foreign clients or projects. Okay. Next, see, you don't want to do anything, just provide the project name. So version automatically it will be their higher version. Then click on create API. The moment you click on this create API, so it will create a API for you. So by default here you will get two things. What are they? Can you see you got two things by default?
Yeah.
RAML version 1.0 and then title. These two we provided, right? So that's why we got it.
And sir, what is the difference between 1.0 and 4.8? sir?
Yeah, that I gave you task. Okay, you have to do it. Already I prepared, questions and answers for you. So what you need to do daily, I can give you some tasks. Okay, I'll give you one task and a couple of interview questions. I will give it to you. What you need to do, you have to prepare that questions and answers. Got it?
Yes, sir. And one more doubt is, sir, can you share that material, sir? Whatever you are.
Everything I will share to you guys. Don't worry.
Hmm.
Okay. So now can you see the moment I create an API, so in this the page will be look like this. Okay. This is the, we can call it as an atom. Let me open this. Okay, see, the moment you open this, design center, you could see like this. See, here you have some 4 partitions, 1, 2, 3, 4. So whatever you can see, the moment you create a project, left hand side, whatever you can see, this area, we can call it as file browser. Okay, can you see this area? You can call it as file browser. Okay, in the file browser, what we will do, we can keep our folders and as well as files over here in this area. Okay, that's why we can call it as file browser. Okay, and the second one is whatever you can see this area, this we can call it as editor. See, the moment I click on enter, if I type V, see, automatically version is coming, so intelligence will come. Okay, so this area we are editing, right? So that's why we can call it as editor. Okay, so the moment I wrote something, automatically it got displayed in the right hand side. See, just now I wrote version V1, automatically it came over here. Okay, so this area we can call it as console, API console. And the final one, this area, we can call it as chef. See, the moment I click on enter, and down you could see something. See, all these options. How we are getting this area, we can call it as chef. Chef means here we will get the intelligence. Intelligence means in this area, what and all you want to use, it will give you the hint so that we can learn this language very easily. Understood? So these are all 4 partitions: file browser, editor, API console, and then chef. Okay. Is this clear or any questions?
Clear, Kishore.
Okay, cool. So in the RAML, we have 3 sections, right? Root section, header section, and then body section, right? So whatever you can see in the top, this we can call it as root section. So the moment I keep cursor over here, in the down, can you see there is a root, right? In this area, you can use all these things. See, now you could see 3, right? Earlier it was 4. Now let me delete this. The moment I click on enter, see, now you got 4. Okay, version already used, right? So that's why it is showing like this. Now these are all optional, guys. Whether you want to use it or not, that's up to you. Optional. Okay. So let me click on version v1. See, now you may get one doubt. Hey, already RAML version 1.0 is there, right? Why again we need to provide this version?
So
Anyone
lab,
having? So whatever you can see, RAML version 1.0, this is the language version. Okay. This we can call it as language version. And this version is whatever we wrote just now. This is the API version. This you can write anything. So it won't throw any error because this is our API. We can write anything. Okay. But you cannot change this language version. Can you see instead of 1.0, if I mention 1.1, see all colors got changed. Can you see? And one more thing, you will not get any intelligence. See down also, you won't get anything. Why? Because there is no version 1.1. Okay, still they didn't create it. Understood? If you make it 0, can you see colors? And down you can see the intelligence. Understood? So this you can keep it anything version. Okay. Next, click on enter. So again you can use this in the root system protocols. So the moment I click on protocols, so what kind of protocols it will support? In down we got the intelligence. It will support HTTP and a HTTPS also. Can someone tell me what is the exact difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
HTTPS is secured and HTTP is not secured.
Very good. Okay. Any other answers?
HTTPS is encrypted data. It passed through it.
Very good. So the moment interviewer they may ask you a question like this, hey, can you tell me the exact difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Immediately most of the people they will say the exact difference between HTTP and HTTPS is security. So if you say security, immediately interviewer he may ask you one more question. Hey, boss, security is fine. What kind of security you are going to provide? If you are using HTTP, yes. Okay. How you are going to secure your API? If you are using HTTP, what will happen? Immediately you may ask you this cross question. So how you are going to answer for this?
The code whichever they use, they will encrypt that code so that nobody can change that code in that website.
Set up the password.
Very good. So the moment if you use HTTP, nothing normal. So if you are sending some information, it will go as it is. See, if you are texting some message hi, what will happen? It will deliver hi. Okay, while going also it will go hi only, right? Until unless it will reach, to your message box, it will go same way, hi. Okay. But if you are using HTTPS, what will happen? So the moment you type hi, it will be encrypted. Okay. So first thing, I'll give you some examples. Okay. Can you see the moment I open this site? Okay. Are you able to see what is this?
Not secure.
Not secure. Okay. So why it is not secure? Because I did not use, HTTPS over here. Okay. So hackers, they can easily hack my website now. Understood? So let me show you one more website. So this is my another website. Can you see? It is not there, right? Can you see there is a lock symbol over here, right? So that means for this project, I used HTTPS so that hacker, they are not able to hack this. And I'll show you one more exact difference so that you guys can understand. So you guys are using internet banking, right? Everyone, right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me log into this. See, password is there, right? Now what I'll do, I'm going to enter only 3 characters. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So only 3 characters I entered. That is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the moment I click on login, what will happen?
It will be encrypted.
So up to now you could see only 3 dots here, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. The moment I click on login, you could see so many dots. Just try to see in this area. Okay. Just focus this area. I'm going to click on login now. See, you got so many dots, right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So you've seen, right, so many dots. So that what will happen? So if you are using HTTPS, what will happen? Whatever the data which you are going to provide it, that will be in the encrypted format. And once it will reach to the target system, and it again it will be decrypted. Understood? So if I pass 1, 2, 3 over here, you could see so many dots, right? That is not my password, so many dots, right? Once it will reach to the server, again it will be decrypted. It will go to 1, 2, 3 only. Understood? So that in middle, hackers, they are not able to hack your site. That's why all our site will be secure with the lock symbol. Can you see? If you are using HTTPS. So is this clear?
Yes, Kishore.
Okay. Now let me come back here. So that is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. If you want, you can use both in your project. Okay. This is dummy, right? You can keep like this. Nothing will happen. Okay. Next.
Sure,
Enter.
I got
Yes.
I got one question. When you use HTTPS, I mean, I know it's secure and it has private and public key and digital certificate,
Yep.
right? But does it have any overhead from a performance aspect?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Why? Because we are doing extra one configuration. We are going to provide some key store and trust store. That's it. TLS configuration. That's it. I'll show you in the development. So once we start, development. Okay. So the only difference is
In that way, majority of the time we use HTTPS because It's more
Yes,
safer,
because
right? I mean,
always it is secure, right? For every banking applications, we are going to use HTTPS only. Why? Because we are, storing you are typing your sensitive information like your passwords, your transaction details, everything, right?
right. So what scenarios do they use HTTP without any security?
HTTP you can use, if you don't have, any confidential data, normal data. Okay. So that kind of scenarios you can go with the HTTP. Can you see protocols? The moment I open protocol, it will support to HTTP and HTTPS. See, suppose let's say I want to print some message, okay, simple message, hi or hello or something. In that case, you can go with the HTTP. Okay.
Thank you.
Wherever, if you see some sensitive kind of information in that code, you can go with the HTTPS. Okay. So you don't want to think about this. Okay, what will happen in the organizations? They will update you. Okay, which protocol you need to use it. Okay. So is this clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, so if I want to construct any kind of API, so we need to remember 5 things. Okay. If you remember these 5 things, okay, it will be easy for you to construct any kind of API, whether you have just 10 days of experience in this MuleSoft also, you will become an expert. Okay, I'll make you like this, guys. Okay, I can promise you whatever I explained, if you practice this in the design center, if someone will have 10 years of experience into Mule, you have only 10 days of experience. Okay, you guys are equal to that person. I can promise you. Like this, I can tell you guys. Okay. So I hope last session already I explained. If we want to construct any kind of API, we need 5 things. Can someone tell me what are they?
Resource path,
Resource path,
Very good. Resource path,
methods,
methods,
request,
request,
response,
response.
HTTP status code.
Very good. Perfect. HTTP status codes. Okay. Again, I'll repeat this, guys. So if you want to construct any kind of API, we need 5 things. So resource path, method, request, response, and then HTTP status codes. Can you see? These are the 5 things: resource path, method, request, response, and then status codes. So what do you mean by resource path here? So resource path is nothing but it is just like a name. Okay. You just provide any name. Okay. But you have to write some slash, forward slash, and then you can write name. Okay. Next one is method. We do have so many methods. Okay. But in the organization, in my entire experience, I use only these 5 methods. Okay. So get method, post method, put, delete, patch. So what is this get method, put, delete, patch? All this I will explain you in the separate class. Okay. Don't, think too much about this. First, today, what you need to learn, how to build an API. If you want to build an API, what and all the things required that, you have to know. Okay. So next, request. Request means we need to provide some inputs. Response means you will get some response based on this request, right? And then HTTP status codes. This HTTP status codes are universal status codes. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, irrespective of any technology, not only MuleSoft, if you take Java or .NET or some XYZ, anything, any language, okay, these status codes remain same. If you say 200, always it is okay. If you say 400, always it is a bad request, whether it is MuleSoft or Java, no matter. Understood? So for this HTTP status codes, what I will do, I'm going to provide you one website link. Okay, you just go through that. Just type HTTP cat. you can see some, cat with expressions. Okay, 200 means always okay response. 400 means some bad request. Okay. So these status codes are, universal. Wherever you go, any technology, the status codes remain same. Okay. So today you are learning MuleSoft. Tomorrow, if you enter into some other technology, if you see status code, 400 means always same. Okay. I posted in the chat box. Can someone repost in our WhatsApp group? Okay. So is this clear, right? So if you want to construct any kind of API, we need 5 things: resource path, method, request, response, status code. So resource path is nothing but just like a name. Okay. Methods, we are going to provide some methods. Let's say get method or post method, anything. Request means we need to give some inputs. Response means based on your inputs, you will get the response, and then status codes. So is this clear or any questions, guys? If you have any questions, you just stop me and you can clear your doubts. No questions?
So this HTTP status code, this is the expected result, or
By default, it will be there in the tool itself. They configure. Okay.
okay, it's not an assertion sort of, right?
Yes, correct. You don't want to write it also. Okay.
Okay, okay, by default.
By default, it will be there. But in the design, we need to write it. That's it. Okay.
So in the design, you have to specify it. You are expecting
Ah,
200 or 500.
that is the good practice. We need to write it 200, 400, 500. So that we can see the, complete API. Understood? Even if you
So
did not write also, nothing will happen. I'll show you practical so that you guys can understand.
So minimum how
yeah,
many?
but
status-
do you define in exception handling or actual API?
No, in
folder?
the API, I'll mention. By
Okay.
default, they configured, for our application and the system as well. Okay. Yeah, someone is asking something.
How many status codes do we need to give in the design?
Okay, very good question. Just now I shared you one sheet, right?
Mm.
So you can give all the status codes. But in this, you don't want to learn all these things. What and all, status codes you are getting in the, projects, that I'll tell you. You just learn this. Okay. So you just ignore 100 series. Okay. So we are not getting any kind of error in the 100 series. Then in the 200 series, you just learn these two, 200 and 201, 200, 201. Okay. Only these two learn in the 200 series. Okay. Next 300 series, ignore it. You don't want to learn it. Next, try to learn 400 series. 400, 401, 402, 405. Okay. You can learn it. In 500 series, you just learn only, mostly we will get 500 internal server error and then timeout. Sometimes we will get 503. Only these three you can learn. Okay. If you have
When we
bandwidth,
see the
uh,
when we see the 502 bad gateway, is it due to incorrect data, or why does this error we see bad gateway 502?
this is, if you are dealing with these servers, okay, whatever you could see 500 related, okay, 500 means always, it is talking about servers. Okay, if you are connecting with servers, okay, that time we are getting this. So if you take
Right.
bad gateway means like server error response. Okay. So if you are connecting with the proxy, that proxy is not available. That time we'll get this kind of error. if you are getting invalid response from the server side, that time we'll get 502. I'll show you
So when
all
you say
this.
invalid response, what do you mean? I mean,
Invalid response means like you are not getting the proper response, whatever they expected response, it was not there in the server. You are trying to fetch that data, that time you will get this kind of error. Okay,
thank you.
yeah. So now you just go through this. It won't take much time. If you spend at least 10 to 15 minutes, you can learn all this status codes. Okay, next. So is this clear, right? Now I want to construct an API. First thing, what is required? What is the first step?
Resource path.
Very good. A resource path. How to write a resource path?
Slash any
Slash. We can provide any name. See, I provided some name. This is also one of the name, right? So that's why it is not giving any error. Okay. But what we are doing here, we are constructing calculator API. So our resource path should be in the calculator API, what and all we will get, that we need to write it. So instead of this, let me write addition. So the moment I wrote addition here, so this is my resource path. Okay. Now what is the second one? Method, right? So the moment I click on enter, automatically you could see all these methods. So right now select any one of the method. Don't ask me what is get method, what is post method. In coming classes, I'll explain. So resource path is done, method is done. What is the next step?
Request.
Request. So here request we can pass it in multiple ways. Okay. So request I can pass in the form of body, I can pass in the form of header, I can pass in the form of query parameter or URI parameter. So many ways will be there. So each and every day we will go with a different way. Okay, today we'll go with the query parameter. So request I am passing in the form of query parameter. So what do you mean by query parameter? See, this query parameter you guys used on daily basis, but you don't know this. Okay, let's say, let me type cricket. So the moment I type cricket, what I will do immediately, I can see in the down, right? Or if you type movies, you can see what kind of response you are getting. But you are not able to follow this, right? You are not able to see this as well, right? Can you see the moment you type movies, what will happen? Where it is fetching the data? From Google database, right? In Google, we have so much of data. So how it is fetching only movies? Why? Because can you see there is a question mark. Question mark is nothing but query parameter. Can you see question mark query parameter q equal to movies? So here it is passing request as a movies. So it will interact with the database. It is going to filter that and it is fetching the data to the user. Query parameter is used to filter or sort the resources based on your request. Now, can you see, imagine, I don't want to change anything here. Instead of movies, I'm writing some Gmail here. Okay. The moment I click on enter, automatically your entire UI will be changed. See, we got this Gmail. So this question mark, we can call it as query parameter. Okay. Query parameter is nothing but it is used to filter or sort the resources. This we can call it as query parameter. Okay. Now what we are building here? We are building calculator API, right? So let me open calculator. Now I want to perform some addition. 2 plus 6. What is this 2 and 6? Numbers. Okay. These two numbers I will pass it in the query parameter. Now I'll go here. So query parameter, I need to write number one. So if this number one is required,
Yes.
so without this number one, we cannot, perform addition, right? So this number one and number two both are required. So now what you can do? So after number one, just hit enter. You could see required. Click on this required. So required true means it is required. Next, type. What is this type? What is this number one type? Integer or float or array or anything?
Integer.
Integer. Just select it. That's it. Next, number two. So where we need to write this number two?
Just below the number.
Below
one.
number one.
Why not here?
Syntax, I think so.
Ah, this
I
is the
mean,
syntax or indentation which we need
indentation.
to follow. Okay. Why? Because in one browser, if I enter value, okay, if I open another browser, see here, if I mention 6, okay, if I mention 2 here, will it count 2 plus 6 here? No, right? Because these two are different tabs, right or wrong? So in similar way, whatever you are writing number one, exactly under same line, you have to write the number two. Okay, enter. So required again, you can say required true. Enter on type. Okay, integer. Okay, just now I passed the request 2 plus number one plus number two. Okay. Now what is the next step? Resource path is done, method is done, request is done. Next.
Response.
So where we need to write response?
Under the query parameter.
Very good. Exactly under the request. Why? Because if you pass two values here, 26 plus 3. So the moment you click on equal to, where you will get the output? Here only, right? Same line. So here also what you need to do, exactly under this query parameters. See, if I place my cursor, I could see responses. If I move my cursor, see here I am not able to see the response. Exactly under the request, I could see responses. Select this responses. So first always we need to write 200. Why we need to write 200 means success message. 200 body application JSON example. So you can write the message here. Message addition is 9. Something you can write it. Next, status codes we need to write it. HTTP status codes. Where we need to write? Wherever you wrote 200, exactly under same line, if you keep cursor, see, you didn't get any status codes. No, no. Now we will get. See, because it is there in the proper line. Select
Sure. If
400.
we see extract trait,
Sorry,
that if we miss the indentation, right? I mean, we are
you may
seeing
get
some
error.
extract trait is automatically to fix the problem, or
No, it won't fix. You have to fix it. It will show you something in the red color. I'll show you. Body application JSON example. Message or result. So now there is no error, right? Why? Because it is there in the proper alignment. Now what I'll do, I'm going to move towards left side or right side. See here, exactly under 200 line, I did not mention. Just I gave some space over here. I kept here 400. Can you see? I got some error. If you open this, it will show line number 31 syntax error. Where is 31? Here you can see the syntax error. So why it is showing error here? Because it got ended here, right? Where we started, we need to go there. Okay. And you have to modify it. See now, error got fixed. Okay.
So when it shows in yellow color, like extract the trait instead of red, so there's a warning or
That is warning. Just ignore it. Okay. That warnings, you can ignore this. Nothing will happen. So now, see, we constructed API. So resource path is done, method is done, request is done, response is done, status code is done. Now we need to test our API. Just click on this, try it. Can you see this number 1, number 2? These two are mandatory fields. Can you
Right.
see hashtag? Why it is mandatory? Because we mentioned required equal to true. That's why. See, let me change this. Number 2, I'll make it as false. Can you see there is a difference? Here hashtag you can see. Here there is no
Right.
hashtag. Why? Because this is the mandatory field. This is the optional field. I don't require this number 2. That's why we got like this. See, this number 1 is required, right? I will not pass any value. If I click on send, I'll get 400 bad requests. See how we are getting this? Because of this? No. By default, they configure. Even if I didn't write also, it will come. Can you see? I wrote bad B cap some space AD request. But what you are getting here? Exact bad request. This is coming from the system. Understood?
It's done here.
Clear? Now, if I pass some value here, through plus 3. 2 plus 3, how much? 5, right? What is the output I'll get?
Addition is 9, I think so.
Addition is 9.
Addition is 9. Why you didn't get 5? Even though if you provide some numbers?
We have given 9 in message by default.
Because whatever you could
This
see,
is a template.
this is the dummy. Okay. So that's why you are not getting the proper output. So when you will get this, based on this API, okay, based on this design, you need to import to Studio and you have to start the development. Then only you will get the output. Okay. So in the design, we can see this swimming pool, right? Okay. Can we swim in this right now? Can we swim here? Water is there, everything will be there, right?
Yeah,
It's
no.
image.
It's an image. Very good. Here also, whatever we created, this is just a design, dummy. Okay, our imagination. Okay, this is also our imagination. If you want to construct like this is the design. Okay, maybe it will come like this, it may not. Okay, this is the assumption. Our API will be look like this. Understood? So if you want to get the proper value 2 plus 3 5, we need to start the development. That we will see in the coming classes. So up to now, any questions from anyone?
Kishore, how we get a add button by default it's coming?
No. Here you will not get any add button. That's what I'm saying. If you see the swimming pool, can you get the water here? No, right?
Yeah.
Just assumption. That's it. Okay. I will tell you how to do this. Okay, how to perform some addition, multiplication, the rest of the things. Okay. So your today's task is you have to create a few more endpoints like subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay. So resource path always we need to write with the first line. Okay. So like this, what you can do? Yes.
Sir, if we can also add a third variable like a result, and we
Mhm.
can store that, right?
Yeah, that it
About
will
one.
come in the development part. I'll tell you.
Okay.
So first, what you need to focus, try to construct one API with the multiple operations. So I created one API calculator. I'm going to perform some addition operation here. Then in similar way, you guys try to create a subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay. And once you done this, you have to take a snap and you have to post in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So if you are facing any issues, you can post your error, take a screenshot and post in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I can help you there. If I'll be busy with my some office work or something, others they are going to help you guys. Okay.
So these key value pairs here, is it case sensitive or
This one.
these things? Yeah. The key and the value. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you just try to practice it so that you guys get some handy experience. Okay.
So Kishore, one question here. In the
Yes.
resource path,
Mm.
see our objective here is to do addition, right? 1 + 1 and put in the results.
Mm.
So by mistake in the resource path, if you define subtract,
Nothing
right?
will happen. That is just a name. Okay. Or else you put some hero. Nothing will happen.
So when you
This
search,
is
I mean, do you have to
imagination,
search
right?
with?
Yeah,
Okay.
you want to search with the hero only. Whatever you wrote, you
Yeah,
need to search
exactly.
with.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So try to practice this. I'll take your questions tomorrow. Okay. I need to jump into another batch. Okay. So
The
8
Thank you,
o'clock.
Kishore.
Yeah. 8 o'clock batch. You just log in after 6 minutes. Sharp 8:10 will start. Okay.
just one question. In the responses, we didn't give anything, right?
We gave
Then
right. Addition is 9. This is the response.
this is in the status code, right?
Not status codes. Status codes will start from here.
This is 200 above that.
200 always it will be common, for every API. 200 means success. If you are passing these two values, you are getting some success response. Understood? Okay. So the apart from this 200, whatever you are writing, all the status codes that is different.
So does it get saved automatically or we have to save? I
Yeah,
mean,
it will save.
if
Can you
you-
see? Saved a few seconds ago. It will save
So
automatically.
you don't
That
have
is
to worry
the
about it. Okay.
beautiful feature in the studio. Okay.
So all we have to do, click the calculator API and continue
That's it.
working, right? That's all.
You just
Okay.
do your work.